Reet. Had your gobs. Public service announcement from Fatster's economy lad. All the crap coming is Reet. But didn't ask when war Sloggs and Dan or a couple of doylums that canna use the netty proper, let alone find their arse from their elbow. So gan canny. All the pictures taxed them from all our. So cheers to all the hinnies who hide them out there. So all canny here over the dirt. So if you didn't like it, like me granny used to say, it's nice to be nice. If you can't be nice, fuck off. Didn't let the bairns listen to this unless you want them to go and proper rage and mental. Reet man, pet man. This is one of them D as I say, not as I D moments. If ye want to copy us, Dibben come running to us after with a broken leg. Cheers, bairns, gan canny.
Oh, I see something.
That's
My name's Dan Watson.
My name's Paul Sloggett. Welcome to the dirt. We're in.
We're
sort of in. Hey!
I can hear.
What's up?
Yo! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, mate!
Yeah.
Welcome to the
What's
show.
up, guys? I can't believe that I'm here.
Yeah.
It's my first Zoom call in my life.
Is it? There's a few of those. Mountainboarders are not particularly tech savvy as a general rule.
Yeah.
No, my wife is, though, which is handy for me.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning, or this afternoon for you, coming all the way from Bali. Good weather out there.
Yes, so amazing. But it's like England, always rain, but it is warm rain.
Warm rain, yeah.
It's your dream.
Oh man. Look, listen, unfortunately we're gonna have to keep this quite short this morning. My family have got plans that we've got to get on, but we've got about an hour here, if that's okay with you.
Yes, this is amazing.
Listen, before we go anywhere, we've got to address that big blue sling on your arm, man. What have you done?
It was yesterday, it was after New Year Day, when it was everyone sit at home and just no one outside. After the day, I came from that big downhill on the road, and on the bottom, I was going from the top of that hill, and I passed the bike. I go faster than that, and on the bottom I do ollie, and my binding was broken.
Oh, no.
And I fell in front, and yes, now I need to surgery on my shoulder.
Oh man, well, we wish you a speedy recovery, dude.
Yeah.
Pasha, was it on a mountain board?
Yes, mountainboard.
Good.
Yes, this is.
Yeah, he wasn't on the bike.
It is my fourth. It's third shoulder surgery, will be, and good that it's left hand, because when it's right hand, it's really hard to do anything.
Yeah.
And today I already tried to ride bike with one hand.
Bit ropey.
Because no one go here by car.
Oh man. Oh, it must. You got difficult times there ahead, brother. Difficult times.
Yeah, but it's funny, yes, for sure.
Well, always with the positivity, Pasha. Always with the positivity.
Thank you, guys.
And I have to say that's something that I know of you, despite us never having spoken like this before. That's definitely something that you have a reputation for. is your positivity. So we thank you for that, friend. Look, let's get straight into it for a little bit. If you'll indulge us with a little bit of your history. I mean, we know I've known of you since the early 2000s. I think seeing photos of you in ATB mag and bits like that, and your work with big demos and stuff like that, big flips and over massive gaps on huge kickers, amongst other things. You're not averse to a handrail and stuff like that. We'll come to that in a minute because one of the viewers' questions asked about that. But yeah, how did you find mountainboarding, or how did mountainboarding find you? And tell us about your experiences of learning how to mountainboard, who and where, and give us a little bit of your history.
Problem. I always dreamed. After I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I was hooked up on Extreme Cheat, and it was popular. It was 2004. Yes, it was very popular, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And after I saw snowboard, and I never had one, and my friend from my schoolmate, and he had snowboard, and I was always dreaming about it, and he showed me Mountainboard, one clip of two nets doing method, and I just, it's like snowboard, and I never tried it, and I bought my first Mountainboard when I was probably 15 years old, and never tried it before, and I didn't have snowboard even before, and it was 10 kg board next with channel tracks and just 9 each wheels, and I was just riding mostly by myself in my city, but sometimes with that friend. But the problem that he had lighter board, and he has MBS board, and yes, I had 10 kg board, and I was 15 years old. And imagine.
With 9-inch wheel.
And I was riding mostly by myself with, and it was trendy at my town, extreme stuff, just skateboard, BMX, dirt bikes. But because I didn't have anything except mountain board, I was just hanging with people and with mountain board and trying to learn anything, and don't see how Moscow guys riding. And I was riding mostly by myself that year. And after I learned 50-50 on that board only, and backside 180 from dirt jump. And yes, and after I had lighter board and just my ollie straight became big. That's when I get my pop.
Yeah, exactly. If you're training with something heavier than what you would be, you know, better off riding, it's gonna feel super light. You know, if I step on, if I go out riding on this, and then have a go on one of those, it's like riding a feather.
Yeah, that's the true stuff.
No, imagine like 50-year guy just riding 10 kg board.
So were you riding dirt or street on the mountain board when you first got it?
Yeah. First my tricks was, it was just 50-50 on ledge, street ledge. And I was jumping from 5 stairs. Yeah, and my first 360 was, from 5 stairs. Backside 360 was from 5 stairs. And at the same year, and my first frontside 360 was on dirt, but I ride mostly by myself, and I go maybe. And problem that when I did before stuff, tennis, and I never got something. I never was legit guy, and I ride by myself, and I just forcing myself that I knew that I will not do good. I was riding by myself like Antonio now.
Well, this is it. This is it, Pasha. You know, like
No.
Pasha has passion.
I learned from. Yeah. Let's go. What you told?
So we, like I say, I remember seeing you in the magazines. Did you have exposure to other, media to be able to see the guys in the UK or the US for inspiration back then, or how were you? Where were you drawing your information, your inspiration from, and how did you get to know the community?
Yeah. First, it was our Russian site, Mountainboard.ru, and from that side, and I googled MBS like Akonikama stuff. It's a dirt old school,
Yeah,
like this jump, double backflip on the back, and yes, and crazy speeds from all that guys, and yes, first year, and I learned from. I tried to do maybe 2 months every day from size 360 and dirt, and never did it. And after it, in one day, which I added from 15 years, I did that front side 360 and backside 360, and in one day.
hey, congratulations!
And after I go to, it was amateur competition in Moscow. And because my back was hurt, I cannot ride full just because I go walk for 2 weeks. Yeah, and I walk with juices, and it was really hard. And after, my back started hurting, and my mom told me that if you want good snowboard, you need to work. I will not get it for you. And after that, I told that it's better I will be right on city snowboard than ever go to walk.
Yeah.
So what was your first mountain board? Do you remember?
Yes, I told that next one, it was 10 kilograms, 9 each. It's a Russian mountain board. Yes, 9 each wheels and steel tracks, 10 kg. And second was next one, but with MBS lighter tracks. Yes. And yes, it was 8-inch wheels. Yes. First it was heavy, and I was 15. Yeah, and I made that amateur competition, and I made the final frontside 360. I did, and and next year I was just all the time riding Moscow, and yes, it was biggest. And I made that year when I was 16 years. I made that year. AJ Lawson and Tom Kirkman. It was their first time in Moscow. And I was standing near, and I just, what the fuck? And that's what who caught me the most.
Well,
and in hard times, there is moment when AJ Lawson did insane trick, and he go near me, and I tried to give him high five, and he left without high five me.
Oh no! Oh no!
Look at this cool guy. But maybe we didn't see something. Young Pasha try to give him high five. But now he's gone, and fuck you, Pasha. Fuck you. I'm AJ Lawson.
Well, feel free to carry that beef, because Sonny's been carrying that beef of a lack of high five on his first backflip from Sam Nicholas for years. He's never let go of it. He's like a dog with a bone. But you mentioned hard times then, and we're talking about your street riding and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it leads us on to one of the questions. And if it's okay with you, Pasha, I'm gonna butt in and ask the question. Now, I don't know exactly who this is. Okay, this is coming from Mountainboard Archives on Instagram, and I've never managed to quite find out who it is, and nobody knows, certainly in the UK, who it is. But they put out good content. I'm sure you follow them and online. But they have put in, "Hi Dan, we've got a question for Pasha."
Hi Dan.
Hi Dan, yeah. In the early, they're familiar with me. They're familiar with my work. We've got a question for Pasha. In the early 2000s, there were very few handrail clips. We remember seeing Dave Stiefvater on a few, and then you board sliding a crooked one. Was it in hard times, and how did you come to film that? So was that, I've seen on your profile, there's a big ledge, like a flat down ledge that you have been board sliding, and I remember seeing back in the day in ATB mags pictures of you hitting those street stuffs. So how did come in, I suppose, how did come in to film bits for hard times and that? I think we've sort of said about the fact that you're geographically...
No, I can tell, yes, how I became hooked up in streets, and yes, because I ride a lot of streets. It was, yes, my first 360 was from 5-star rail, because I hang out with skaters, yes, and we also was hooked up on snowboarding, and yes, when I was just opening season, and it was on street spot, just how it called, Победа. I forgot how to like Park Победы, and a lot of Moscow guys, and just they was riding that 20 meters lip slide street ledge. Yes, and that's why how I tried first, and ended later that I made it just more better than all that guys which was tried it before me. It was Oleg, Tonets, and Pal. And yes, after that I was hooked up, and how I filmed my first street part, my first part for hard times. It was name of guy Daniel from Russia, and his brother knew Tunets well. He was a rapper, and that guy started to filming, and it was his first try to film. And it was my first part, and we filmed just for ourselves, and we didn't even think that it will go in video. And he was after at the end of the season, he can't believe that he told that it's better film everything at the end of the season, because you press so much in the season that first clips didn't legit enough. Yeah,
well,
because that year I was going from my town. I think 2 hours just on trains and metro and buses to ride and back. And yes, learn all the tricks that one summer, mostly.
You're right. You're traveling 2 hours to go and ride street.
Yes. After street, no.
Oh,
it was the dirt streets, everything which I can go.
Just ride everything.
That's it. Ride everything, and ride with skaters, ride with BMX, ride with whoever you can ride with.
Yes.
Well, they know the lines. They've got the knowledge.
And no, but it seems to be that from what we've seen that in Russia there has been big extreme events and demos and freestyle events that you managed to do a lot of work with. Do the Russian people enjoy seeing mountainboarding? Has it developed as a sport? Because you know, there's not so many Russian riders that we're seeing anymore. I think I'm not sure about Evgeny, where he's coming from, but yeah, who's
are we going uphill or are we going downhill on the mountainboard scene in Russia?
And we forgot to speak about the trail, double king lip slide.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah,
tell us about the rail. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at just cutting people off. I shall zip it for a minute.
Rude. That's what he is. He's fucking rude.
I get excited.
Yeah, because I wrote, and at the end of first season, I was just sponsored by Ripson, and they pay me some money. I think I was first in Moscow, and maybe one still these days who was paid for mountainboarding. Yes, wow. And yes, after. And they also started sponsoring me on snowboard, and that's why I progressed so much in 1 year on snowboard after, and it was just one after the other, like snowboard and mountainboard.
Yeah.
And yes, after I rode a lot of just rails, doing lip slide, I feel comfortable, and a lot of skate parks in Moscow. Just disaster lip slides, long lip slides, board slides, just switch hard way 180, 50-50 disaster, and yes, and that rail looked not so scary how it looks when I fall. For me, it looks like just no problem.
Yeah,
and yes, couple hard just bails, and third time I made it, and after that. I can't believe that it will be so much exposure because I just was so into riding, and I think till maybe 3-4 years I cannot understand what I did in mountainboarding. Like
this is it, Pasha.
Yeah, it was first lip slide.
You really pushed the boundaries for us all, you know, and showed us all really what's possible with some of these things. So we thank you as a community for pushing those boundaries back then.
Yeah, and now I just understand that I was just main street rider from just 16 years old.
Yeah.
And yes, that MBS posted it on their site.
And I gotta say, to be earning to, you know, effectively a proper professional rider, it's rare. There's not many people who have got paid just to ride their mountain boards. And like you say, if you're doing mountain board in the summertime and snowboard all winter, your ability and your skill is just going to go up and up and up.
Yeah, because on snowboard you go on huge speed, and yes.
So I'm assuming that sponsorship and that work led on to doing demos and things like that and other competitions and such for you. Would that be correct?
No, because I was hanging already after that year without sponsorship, but sponsorship pushed me more. Yeah, because it was my dream, and yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how it became real that I was first guy, only one guy. Maybe was Dunaev paid some, yes, but in Moscow I was the only one.
Excellent. And you know, you're known worldwide now for your exploits and travels and so on and so forth. I think you've been around and competed all over the globe, haven't you? And traveled and bits. Are there any
No
particular...
England.
Sorry?
No England.
No,
You've
in
not been
England.
over here yet.
I thought I was wondering. I couldn't remember if you'd made it over to the World Championships back in the mid 2000s for the Fat
No,
Face Night.
it was my dream. It was my dream, but I never made it.
Yet.
Yet. Maybe one day you still got...
It's the 30th of
Third
July.
face. We need to make one more third face for me.
Maybe well, I don't know.
I will go to England and we just made banners third face and just go from Grass Hill. All right, skate park.
Now, you're whilst we're on the historical sides, I'm gonna and we've answered that first question now about the handrail. I'm gonna give over to our other question for the episode, and that comes in from Don Baker from America, and he has
a fucking brilliant question.
Yeah. He has specified a photo that I'm just going to bring up here, and obviously it'll flash up on the screen.
This is on point. This is...
I didn't see it.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay,
I remember.
So Don's question, he said he's super stoked to see you on the podcast, and he's been a fan and following your riding for a long time. Could you explain how you pulled this move off? This photo is so great. So how did you pull that off? Explain the photo.
You will be surprised. It was my homies found this place. It's close to my town. And skaters ride. My skaters homie ride that place. Yes, and I go to that place with our photo guy. It was Nikolai Marchenko, and yes. I was riding, just doing air to fake with no grab, and yes, and after I think I need to try hand plant, and that's what it was. Hand plant more like backflip, and he showed me the picture like you need to make it proper. You need to try backflip. What he told, and it was my just second attempt of backflip in the ramp. It was one attempt before in big ramp in Moscow, maybe 1-2 years, and I tried it not proper. I just because on the low side, I tried and hit my back on the wall. It was one try, and I don't want to do it anymore. And that way,
it's a fucking great shot. It's up
there.
No,
it's different. On that, first time it's on vert ramp, and this was my second attempt, and I made it. Yes, and it was. I don't understand how it just worked out. That it's my first backflip. I landed.
So what were it? Is it a gas pipe?
I don't sure, but something from just stuff like I don't sure.
It's a perfect size.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is an
but it's really small. It's just.
It's tight.
You can check it. Yes. It's. I don't understand how it works. And when we came back and filmed for the video, what was when I was in the rap outfits video? How it called? Вдох. Oh, yes, Вдох. Вдох video. Yes, we came back and I made it not proper like I made it for that photo without grab.
Yeah.
And yes, more like hand plant. Yes, but I made it.
Well done.
It's a great shot.
It is a great shot. I mean, like I say, you've had some great photos, and that come from you over the years. Now, listen, we're about just coming up for half an hour into the show. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, it is going to be a shorter episode today, due to time constraints. Plus, we don't want to be ruining your birthday celebrations.
No, I was ready for 3 hours. I put charger on.
How old are you today,
Because
Pasha?
I knew I wrote so much that I can tell so many stories all over the just place and times.
Well, this is it. You've certainly in the last few years, like I say, you've pinged about. You were living in America for quite a long time, huh?
Yeah, I was living there for 3 years in US. But yes.
Whereabouts in the States?
What?
Where in the States were you? Where were you?
Mostly California.
I remember being super jealous of you, seeing you ride in Venice skate park and stuff on your board. It's
But thing about USA and just that everyone idealized places. But when I came back, I broke my collarbone on breakthrough just 1 year ago before this surgery. Every year. One time a year I do this shit. I broke my collarbone, and I stayed in Moscow for 1 year, and I realized that in Russia is better quality life and just training places is better than in US. And imagine that you can see from the Venice beach just how much homeless and drug addicted people so all over the place in California.
Yeah.
And you can even go maybe 100 meters in good place without meeting tents and just and cops don't give a fuck about anything. Was my mountain board was stolen 2 times.
No.
Twice.
Yes, broken windows and yes, and that was and I had just some tough times in the coronavirus that I cannot find any sponsors because yes, how hard it was, and I was living just in my car, and after I was living in my not moving car, and after because law was changed and they towed my car.
Oh no.
And in any place there is good people, yes, for sure, and a lot of people help me.
Did you get much chance to ride with the American riders that we know of out there whilst you were there?
No, but only one time it was Cody Stewart, but before he left to Colorado for my next visit in US.
Yeah. You mentioned breakthrough
yes,
back there, and obviously I've seen some images of that, and we spoke quickly with David Rozaka about him meeting you at Breakthrough.
Little David.
Little David, that's it.
In my room. I was Michael Jackson of snowboarding. No, but did you watch video Tom Kirkman like My Pet Pasha from Russia?
I'm not sure. I've seen that one. I should have to have a look for that one.
It was on Tom Kirkman channel, and it was called My Pet Pasha.
My friend. Right. Well, I shall
yes.
find. That'll be if it's anywhere. I should imagine that'll be on Vimeo, not YouTube. I think the ATC.
Maybe on no, and he has his YouTube stuff too. Yes.
I should.
My friends, it called his channel. Yeah. But yes, it called video. Yes, my pet Pasha, and yes, and I was pet of Tom Kirkman. Living ATC.
That's it. That's it. The ATC.
Like Living Neverland.
Like
that documentary.
And the boy can ride, can't he? That's for fucking sure.
Oh yeah. I only wish that he would still ride now, but he's obviously busy and other projects on in his life, and that's the way it is.
And I need to give him a lot of shout outs for bringing me in the video and just for his respect.
Yeah. Well, we can get on to those shout outs in not too long a time.
I'll jump in there, Dan. What setup are you riding at the moment? What's your ride?
It was higher board and NDS tracks and NBS wheels, and slick tires. And yes, Phil, shout out to Phil for his really amazing and best boards, best quality, and just the lightest board.
Yeah, but well, they've got a massive following now. He's doing very well with those Hero Pros. They're super comfy underfoot, and like you say, very light, very light. And you're in Bali now. We know you're eating some incredible food and stuff like that. A little bit of lifestyle side of things. But yeah, what's for the viewers? What prompted this this pure vegan diet? Is it's an incredible lifestyle. How are you getting on with that? Is that helping you?
Yeah. In my illness, I feel best on my for sure. Yeah, because yes, I can speak on my illness. My mother left my dad when I just was less than 1 year ago, and I never saw him, and I didn't knew what is exactly with my family. And yes, when I was 25, I knew that his mother in trouble. I think maybe something like cancer, and I contacted with his aunt. And she told that it's not cancer and it's Huntington disease. And I never heard about this disease like all the people and she told that my father got that too. And I saw him in 50 years last time, couple times, and it was already started. And yes, and I saw grandmother and how it will be in bed in the worst condition. And yes, it is really hard to see that people. It's like dementia, like brain dementia, and yes, no one was cured from this disease.
No.
And yes, when I was in US, I just second time and got my blood test and chat in with my doctor, and he told that yes, that I had it, and he told that I need to speak with my parents that my psychological health is better what I can do. And yes, I told that everything, and yes, stories that I just started eating fanatically. Yes, it hurt me so much, and I became fanatic and just like insane people. I think that I will be breatharian. Eat only energy of no food.
But
and I eat only fruits, no fats, and just no water and no avocados, and just lost 20 kg. Go back to Russia and go on snowboard trip in Murmansk, and on that, when I lost 20 kg and I hit it the biggest my street stuff, 3 rail with close out. Imagine how insane was. And yes, and all people don't understand that some problem with me, but I was just don't understand them because I think that energy in me and they don't understand anything.
Yeah.
And I go to Philippines and after start drinking water and came across to Russian guy, Ivan Nikitin, and he raw vegan now for 15 years. And he helped people in a healthy way for free, like, and he helped to gain weight. And I started eating B12 supplements and D3. And yes, I gained like in 2 months, 20 kg.
Wow.
And I was not about like mountainboarding that year. Like I just want to survive but my mountain board was me on Bali. And I can run 30K, but yes, can ride 5 minutes in skate park. And after I chatted with Nicky and he told that he going to breakthrough. And I think, what is breakthrough? And just I realized that it's prorыв on Russian.
Yeah.
And I typed to 2 nets and he told that I can take part, but only in training. But I don't understand what he means on the training. I think if I jump, it will, and I can do show. And yes, and I started riding like every day for 1.5 months in skate park, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and after. Better go through streets, maybe 20 kilometers a day to skate park, and down hills. And I think it will help me a lot, like after that breakthrough when Matt was. And after I go to Moscow, 1 month in a foam pit training, no any jumps, only foam pit, and yes, and go to the jump. And Matt was here. Nicky came later and one day, and yes, he felt on his ass, and yes, he was really scared about the jump. But he could do without with Matt, yes, because he landed second jump, but he was too scared.
They're big though, Pasha. They are massive jumps.
Yeah, they're big.
They are fucking massive.
No, yes, no, it's not. I sang the same, but Matt was there, and yes, first day. And Matt told, let's go to check jump. It looks nice. And I'm like, what the fuck? You want to jump the shit? And seemed like I go, and before that show, before I start to jump, I take shit 1 time, 2 times, because I was too scary. And yes, peace a lot of times. And after I go up, I was no fucking way. I wanna do everything again. Yeah, and after I stayed maybe 10-15 minutes on the top, and you just became comfortable. And that man is jumping, Matt is jumping just first. I don't remember first try, maybe second try backflip, third try double backflip. What the fuck? Yeah, and I was just on the top, and just I was ready for that for just 2 months, and if I didn't jump, it will not be nice. And I just told myself, I am in video game, 1, 2, 3, and dropped, and yes, jump. I was near crying when I landed.
In
first day, and first day, I never go to quarter pipe because quarter pipe was really small, and over that it was a lot of metal things. And I was power sliding all the time, and my tire was go out near death, and I didn't check it. And on first day I jumped with low 1 tire like that, and that's why it wobbled in the air, but I landed.
Yeah.
And another day I pump the tire, yes, and yes, and I jumped like backflips, 360s, yes, that day. And all because of Matt, because he like made first it and it looks easy. But now no Matt, it's really hard. It's more hard when you alone, only one.
It's always easier when you've got a crew around you that you can feed off of, and
a bit of peer pressure.
so yeah. Listen, Sloggs, have you got a 10 set that we can pass it?
Yeah, I certainly have.
You up for a 10 set, Pasha?
It's goes so fast. Okay, go.
Okay, so don't think about it too much, Pasha, and don't answer truthfully if you don't want to, because we don't do truthful yet. Reg or goof?
Regular, natural.
Natural. Normal. Park or free ride?
Park.
We didn't even get onto parks in Russia, did we?
No.
Did you have a local park?
In my mind, it's like a skate park. For me, park is skate park.
Oh, it's a skate park, not a mountainboard park.
Skate parks in Russia.
Yeah. Have you got mountain?
No mount.
Have you got any
Only
mountain?
in Siberia. In Siberia was, but it was that huge jumps with stones. Siberia Mountainboard Park.
Oh wow! That's one that I'd never heard of.
Can we put it on the list?
It was in our video when just dirty free when Dunaev Pavel Dunaev rode that place. It's Siberia Mountainboard Park. This is his local spot.
Got you.
It's like free. It's like free ride park with jumps.
The free ride park, yeah.
Right. Border cross or freestyle?
Freestyle.
They gotta be.
Border cross.
Yeah. Best border cross track?
I don't know. I think maybe only I rode here. It is amplitude on belly. Pump track.
Pump track.
Yeah. Dan, that'll be one for you to search out. Flip or spin?
What?
Flip or spin?
I think flip, but spin. Yes, spin. Proper spin.
Money on the spin. Favorite center, past or present? So that's more relevant for.
I think, I reckon. Could we tweak it to favorite park? So favorite skate park. Favorite ride.
Or favorite rail?
Yes. And that rail was my first street rail, and only one I hit till these days.
Have you eaten shit on that rail?
What?
Have you eaten shit on that rail? Is it?
Yes. Two times before I eat it shit hard.
Right. Favorite board you've ever owned?
This board. But yes, before it was Tom Kirkman. I was in love with Tom Kirkman from Ozone. Yes, but now it's new. Like technology comes.
That's it. Are you riding the shock blocks in your MBS trucks now? The newer Matrix 2s or?
Is that a shock block?
Yeah, new Matrix. Yes, with shock blocks.
No springs anymore.
Yeah, no springs. Yes, and you can make it like soft or hard. No, it's channel track.
Mm-hmm.
But good that they made aluminum top track.
The hanger, yeah.
Yeah.
They used to
because I broke that I broke the plastic top track on that step up in California. That step up, remember? Huge.
I was going to say I'd forgotten about that, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was a big step up, huh?
And thing about that step up, that I was riding only by myself and no one, only me. And yes, and it was, when I did backflip, it was just first my jump after surgery, less than 3 months. And yes, I did all the tricks.
You just get repaired and then you go in and backflip in step ups.
Yes. And I did that backflip, yes, just that day.
Oh, it's me again, isn't it? Right. Favorite trick. We can split this one down. The favorite trick you like to do, and the favorite trick you like to watch.
I think for film, it's proper backside 5.
Nice.
Yes, with India, which I did before. And to watch, I think like, but I think with something proper with that, maybe back in the days, AJ stuff, around side 9 on that England stuff. Yeah.
He's always got good style, even with when he's going for the 900s and the 10s and stuff. Always grabbed, and where some people tend to do. Eh?
How's it go? That chunk of me, sorry. Right, front side or back side?
Front, okay. But back, I think backside is more proper, but everything, both.
And the last one, which is probably the hardest one for a lot of riders, favorite rider.
Now, all people go to the Tommy K.
Most people go to Tommy K. But that, yeah. But you could. Other people have chosen their best friend or the person who excites them the most to go riding. It's all your choice.
I think with Tom, it's effortless. It looks slick as fuck and effortless, and that's style, isn't it?
Yes, proper, and yes, and he can ride everything.
Yeah, skate park, free ride. You know, mountain board park. He does a lot.
It's annoying.
Let's put AJ Lawson.
Shout, man, it's a fucking good shout. And he makes it look effortless as well.
Yeah. I think that those two there, they as Sloggs says, they just make it look so effortless and so easy to do, when in fact it's hard as fuck.
And before it was just Leon Robbins.
Yeah.
And shout out to Leon. And
shout to Leon and that. Who's another guy that makes it look effortless. Who are we kidding? All the pros, including yourself, make it look effortless, Pasha. Including yourself.
Thank you.
We're like I said, we're coming up for an hour now, and unfortunately, it is going to be a shorter episode this week for a number of reasons. But look, are there any particular stories or anything that you had that you wanted to share with us that we haven't asked you the questions for?
I had so much stories, and just what I want to share. I don't think like.
It's always the way we'll finish the conversation and you'll be sitting there afterwards go, oh, I wish I'd talked about this or
Yes.
or that. It's always the way. It's always the way. Even we do it as hosts at the end of every episode. Oh, I wish I'd spoken to you about that or her about that. But yeah.
Who do you want to give a shout out to?
To all who made my career possible. It was Tunet, our organizer in Russia, all the events, and it was because of government help. We had staff all the time. That was the reason I made my career, and yes, all the shows and all the just titles and Indy for Russian Mountainboard for Mountainboard rule and for Russian Cup. Yes, he made it. Yes, and seeing about when was Russian competition, we had Russian judges, and Andrei told that they was proper because they care about style more, and yes, not like it was on World Championship. When it was in Compiègne, yes, that what appreciate Tom the most, it was appreciated by judges, and that's why I went that the European Cup stuff. And I cannot believe that I won that day because people do 720s, I do not try double backflips. I think what the fuck. I did only 540s. And after people put me on, and it just what the fuck.
Excellent. Well, look, guys, if it's okay, I'm gonna try and tie it up there.
Yeah, I'm going for a ride. I'm assuming you're not, and Pasha's definitely fucking not going for a ride today.
Yes. I wrote yesterday for all of you guys.
Look, dude, please, a few things, please keep us posted on how you're doing, and we wish you a speedy recovery. And if there's anything we can ever do to help, then please say. Also, a very happy birthday to you today.
Yeah, how old are you today, Pasha?
32.
32. Well, congratulations and living the dream in Bali.
And I never go to work all my life. I on the road all my life.
Wow. That's a proper professional rider.
I never go to the work in my life on the weekends either.
Right then, gentlemen.
And seeing about when you ride all the time, people think that it's amazing, but it is hard, to how it go, your emotion and your progress. Just you can ride all the time, but no progress. Yes, it's different. Yes, when you ride all the time.
Yeah.
But when people look from side, they think it's easy and that guy enjoying on Bali.
But to be motivated as well, to ride by yourself and to keep pushing yourself is difficult.
Yes, because when Mountainboard left the place, yes, and when I came back to mountainboarding, I think I better ride by myself. Yes, that stop riding.
Don't ever stop riding.
And Pasha. I'm doing it. Yes.
Don't ever stop riding, please.
And my plans, if it will work out, to make 20 meters jump for World Guinness World Record book.
Oh, Please show us that. Please show us that.
I wanted, yes. It's in my plans, but yes, if it will happen, it will happen. But yes, I want to make it.
Fingers crossed for you.
And heal up and come to the UK.
Yes, come visit us in the UK and come have fun. And
today, no question about coming to Antonio place.
Pardon?
No question from Antonio. Come to his place.
Oh, you're going to Portugal?
Yeah, go to Portugal.
He always asked.
You should. It'll be beautiful. You can go surfing as well.
No question. No. Is it question from Antonio came to Portugal or no?
No, he hasn't sent us. I'll ask you it for him. Antonio from Sintra sent in a question and says, "When are you coming to Portugal?"
and every question is supposed to be like that. When I come to England, when you came to Russia, when you came to Bali.
And you've got to go to Australia for the championships in December as well.
Yes. I hoping to make here training place and be ready, and I hope that visa will go good. Yes.
And Serbia. Just put the list out there. There's a big list.
And I never was in Serbia, but this year I really wanted to go, but they don't tell me when they go. Because they used to that I don't like border cross, and I just every time, why you go there? It's no jobs. Like, what the fuck? You just right.
Well, I think September is in Serbia this year.
Yes.
September.
Now I'm thinking about going. And what I will do there, I don't know, but
you just ride the top section. Just ride the top section with the jump, with the rollers and the tabletops.
And because of fat face stuff, that videos, hard times and everything, yes. That bigger and yes, that I like bigger the most, yes. And that I do it, yes, now. I was doing it only by myself, yes.
Well, when you come to the UK, I'm sure the Brins, Matt and Andy Brind, would love to show you around their big air ramp.
Fuck, I thought we'd nearly got through a whole episode then without mentioning fucking Matt Brind. We nearly done it, Matt.
They're bigger. It is English style bigger.
So, will you come ride big air with us?
There's always a floor to sleep on in the UK. We'll find you one, man. Come over.
Yes. If everything will nice, for sure. But our world is fucking crazy.
Right, gentlemen, I'm going to finish the show there. I'm going to get off and have to get on with the family bits today. Pasha, I thank you. The community thanks you for your time, your effort over the years of always pushing your boundaries, pushing the sport's boundaries. And we look forward to you continuing that trend in the future.
Yeah, heal up quick, mate.
Heal up quick. Thank you, Pasha.
Much love, man.
Much love, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting me here.
No, you're welcome.
It's my first video call on my phone.
Well, it's gone well. It's gone well from where I'm sat.
Thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate it. Much love.
Bye.